probably, like, physiologically didn't have to make too many adjustments. For her, it was probably more tactical with looking at who her opponents were and what she needed to do.
This was a weight class that was won last year by Haruna Okuno. She was Japan's reigning 55 champion. However, MUKAIDA dropped down to this Olympic weight. That's why she went from 55 to 53, and she grabbed the starting spot from the world champion. So that's the type of depth that Japan has.
Japan has incredible depth when you go and look at their roster across the board. Whatever they're doing something right.
North Korea's Pak Young-mi. This is actually a rematch of the 2019 Asian Championship, in which Pak Young-mi dealt MUKAIDA a stunning defeat in the finals. She scored a takedown in the closing seconds to win 4-3. So Pak certainly comes in confident. MUKAIDA thinking revenge. She talked about that with the media following her semifinal win last night. That kind of stung her with the Asians being held right there in China. MUKAIDA, the heavy favorite of those Asians championships, coming up just short, so now she gets to stare into the eyes of the 28-year-old North Korean. A rematch with the spotlight even brighter in Nur Sultan, and a gold medal on the line. Pak Young-mi put up 10 in a win against Poland's Zasina in the quarterfinal round. Not score a lot of offense against MUKAIDA in the Asian Championship. In fact, we talked about the late two to win it. Two wrestlers who are familiar with one another. Early shot by Pak.
Action.
Japan able to control the elbow and the wrist, and we get a whistle and a stoppage. Sally, when we watch the talent like Mayu MUKAIDA, what makes her stand out from everybody else?
She's incredibly quick and efficient with her energy. You can see that she's always on her toes, and she's working so hard to get the angles, and all of the shots that she takes are calculated. But one of the things that makes her really great is if you look at who she's training with in her training room, she's surrounded by world and Olympic champions. And if that's who you're working with, iron sharpens iron, she's gonna rise to the occasion, and now she's part of the cream that's at the top.
No fingers, no fingers.
You can hear the refs saying, no fingers, no fingers. They want them to get in there and start wrestling.
Action blue.
MUKAIDA talked about last night her loss to North Korea in the Asian Championships. Talked about her movement. She said, I just wasn't very crisp on my feet that night. And that was something that she really put a lot of focus and was determined to do tonight in this gold medal match. Stalemate, 4:19 to go in this first period, and a shot clock. So Pak goes on the clock first.
No fingers.
I know that Pak is on the clock, but if you watch MUKAIDA, she's still not taking it easy. So that means that both athletes are still engaged, even though that really the onus right now is on Pak to score.
No shot by Japan on the counter is Pak, but there is MUKAIDA right back in on the leg. MUKAIDA gets the point, excuse me.
Pak is doing a really great job right now of stuffing MUKAIDA's head, making it so that she can't even get her head out to try and cut the corner to drive across. That's really good defense.
Center.
MUKAIDA had that impressive quarterfinal win earlier in this tournament. She put up 12 on the top-seeded American Hildebrandt, beat Hildebrandt 12-1 in the quarterfinal round. It's the type of offense that she can whip out in a hurry. First period winding down. MUKAIDA will go into the second on top, 1-0. So two wrestlers who know each other pretty well. We talked about their recent history of the Asian Championships, and that first 3 minutes certainly, I think, proved that there weren't many openings either way. No surprises. They know what the opponent wants to do.
That's right. I mean, when you wrestle someone as much as they've wrestled each other, it really turns into more of a chess match. Everything is calculated, everything's strategic, because you already know what they're going to do for their offense, their counter offense, and their defense.
Japan having a lot of fun in these women's championships. They knew they would. They are stacked up and down all 10 weight classes. Off the whistle, opportunity for PAK, and she comes around the right side for two, and for the first time grabs the lead, trying to whip the Japanese wrestler over for exposure, but MUKAIDA gets back to her base.
Trying to get in right there at that gut wrench, getting locked up really tight around her ribs, up high, trying to get her to get that tilt to expose her back and her shoulders, that 90-degree angle to get the 2 points.
Good start to the period by PAK and a 2-1 advantage. PAK has a 5th place finish at the World Championship. I think it's safe to say she's wrestling probably the best in her career right now. She gets another 2 coming around the side again.
So close to getting that trapped arm right there. You can see that MUKAIDA, her left arm is trapped. If she's able to get around behind, she can absolutely capitalize and score some points off of that. She doesn't have a base if she wants to tilt her.
MUKAIDA will try to keep that right arm flanked
there she
wide,
goes.
but she comes back the other way for 2.
She's going to keep going with that. There is an opportunity to tech her opponent right here with this.
Holy smokes, North Korea up 10-1. That arm isn't going anywhere. It's still trapped. One more roll. Can she roll it to a gold medal? MUKAIDA resisting underneath.
Oh, she
building.
is trying
Can
so
she
hard.
do it? Yes! A technical superiority win for PAK Young Mi.
Huge win, huge confidence going into this next Olympic year. She is a world champion because she saw what she needed to do and she was relentless in it.
What a moment for North Korea and PAK Young Mi. A 4-3 win at the Asian Championships over the power of Japan's MUKAIDA, and now a technical superiority win.